All right, moving on to our next Patreon request, and this one comes from Cyborg19.99, who asked me to do a crossover pairing between Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho and Sailor Venus from Sailor Moon. As always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link in the description box below, head on over to my Patreon, hit the third tier, that'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, let's get started with the video. So basically, crossover pairing, it means what it said. What would it be like if Kuwabara and Sailor Venus were in a relationship? Honestly, I could see it go. This is one of those few times where I could see it going either way, where I think Kuwabara and Venus could either last forever or go down in flames, kind of like that one song. So that was even unintentional. That wasn't even intentional. I didn't even make that reference intentionally. It just happened. Then it was like, oh, it's like that song. Anyway, so Kuwabara and Venus are kind of have a little bit of ego to both of them, but they also know when to come through for their friends. So I think the two of them would kind of see that in each other. I do think that the two of them would honestly like get along at first. Like, I think Venus would see Kuwabara as like, even though he's kind of a dork, he's kind of an adorable dork. Whereas Kuwabara, and he would just be like, she's kind of hot. That like Venus would be like, oh man, even though he's not the brightest bulb, he's a wonderful man who comes through for his friends. Meanwhile, in Kuwabara's head, wow, that blonde one's pretty hot. Don't lie. This is the train of thinking that Kuwabara has. Anyway, so I do think the two of them would like Venus would be like all like think he's cute, but also like he's also brave, even if he is kind of a lunkhead. And Kuwabara would just be at first like, dang, she's pretty hot, and she's also pretty cool at fighting, and she's also, you know, smart and all that. So I do see the two of them kind of like bonding over that at first. I do think that Venus would be, you know, pretty caring and watching over Kuwabara, and he'd just be like, whatever, I got you flowers. It's cool. I hope you like them. I also got you chocolates. Don't say I don't do anything for you. Whatever. I had to, like I think he would, like Kuwabara would have like, even though he's not big on the whole like lovey-dovey stuff, he's more about like you know, he would go to Yusuke and be like, hey, you're a Meshi, I got a question to ask. What do girls like? And like Yusuke's like looking at him like, you cannot be serious, dude. And Kuwabara like, what? I need like Sailor Venus is really cool and she's awesome and she's a great fighter and I want to do stuff for her. I know my Kuwabara sucks, but yeah, let's just ignore that. So I do think that would be kind of the bit of the relationship. But here's the thing, that could go like, here's where we get the divergent point of the whole conversation. Basically, from here on out, I think what might happen is that either A, they're going to continue to build off each other, and Kuwabara is going to let his defenses down and let himself be more like vulnerable with Venus and all that, or he's just going to keep his defenses up, and then Venus is just going to be like, fine, whatever, I don't want to, like, fine, whatever, I'll go find someone else, you big Neanderthal. And then Kuwabara is going to be like, I think I fucked up. Yeah, that's where like that. But again, Kuwabara, I don't like. There's a chance that could happen, but I think it's more of the former than the latter in this situation. Where I do think Kuwabara would be kind of like at first kind of standoffish at like, you know, doing all this stuff when he should be training or fighting Urameshi and all that, but eventually he's gonna like come through and be like, she likes me. That's how I think it's gonna go. Is that I think Sailor Venus is gonna be like Venus, Minako, Sailor Venus, Minako is gonna be like, oh, he's so great. I love Kuwabara. I think I want to marry him. And Kuwabara's gonna be like, she likes me. I'm in love. I'm still a little bitter. It's surprising. Yeah. But again, that all depends on Kuwabara not being an absolute dickhead. That's what it kind of comes down to, is that Kuwabara needs to be, you know, not a fucking moron. And I think even Urameshi and even Kurama, and even maybe to an extent Hiei would be like, don't fuck this up, man, because you have a tendency to fuck things up royally. So I think that, like, I would love to see, like, like Yusuke and Kurama trying to, like, coach him, and Hiei's in the background like, this is so dumb. Um, it's almost like that scene in Beauty and the Beast where, Lumiere and Cogsworth are trying to tell the Beast, like, hey, do this and this, or not that. And Hiei's in the background like, this is so fucking stupid. Meanwhile, on the other end, Minako is just getting, dressed, and she's just, like, singing to herself and all that. And like all the and everyone, I think also the other like the Sailor Guardians, like Usagi and Rei and all them, they would be like, what do you see in him? He is the biggest fucking moron. And she's like, but he's so nice and sweet. I mean, yeah, he's a little standoffish, and he's an acquired taste, but I think, I think he's still pretty awesome. I think he's a stand-up guy. And he's like, Ed Bray would be like, no, he can just stand up. It's amazing even he can form words. This Neanderthal of a man. So, while I think, like, I do think that the other Sailor Guardians would be like, what the fuck do you see in him? The guys, on the other hand, are going to be like, go, Kuwabara, go get laid! Because, the boys are going to come through for the homie. So, anyway, that's how I just kind of see it at the end of the day. Again, it all depends on Kuwabara not fucking this up, because trust me, he can fuck this up. Anyway, but you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think it would be like if Kuwabara and Sailor Venus were in a relationship? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, I'd like to thank Cyborg19.99 for this Patreon request, as well as continued patronage. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in Multiverse.